We have some breaking news for you and sad news on that from the music world. Legendary musician and co-founder of Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, has died. Now, sources say Van Halen died today in Santa Monica after a long battle with throat cancer. He was diagnosed with tongue cancer 20 years ago, but was then declared cancer-free 2 years later. Well, the disease came back, and according to TMZ, it spread, and his health took a dramatic turn for the worse in the last few days.
And we will continue the tribute. Shocking set of events this week, from a celebration day, as Led Zeppelin said in the song, to Stairway to Heaven of sorts. John Bonham found dead at the house owned by Jimmy Page, who was found by John Paul Jones. As we heard from a London Bobby on the source, actually known John Baldwin. They're very thorough there in Scotland Yard. We will continue to have any updates. Not much more information shall be had, I don't think. Swan Song has said, and I think rightfully so, hey, please, friends and the family, and actually the fans, have to feel bad. Tomorrow, after the autopsy, more statements will be made. And we will continue the tribute to Led Zeppelin, and you get your personal tribute in, will you please?
Hi, Kurt Loder, and this is an edition of the Week in Rock we hoped we'd never have to do, a memorial for Kurt Cobain. A county medical examiner in Seattle announced late Friday afternoon that a body found there Friday morning is, in fact, that of the 27-year-old Cobain. He was killed by an apparently self-inflicted blast to the head by a 12-gauge shotgun, and apparently left a suicide note, which is now in the possession of police. Cobain had reportedly been missing for several days amid a mounting flurry of rumors, ranging from reports that his wife, singer Courtney Love, had left him, to speculation that the coma he fell into in Italy a month ago had done more serious damage than had previously been made public. These rumors remain unconfirmed, as does a report in the Los Angeles Times this past Wednesday that had Nirvana breaking up and Cobain going into drug rehab. Again, unconfirmed. Cobain's body was discovered at 8:40 a.m. Friday morning by an electrician who was doing some work at a house on Lake Washington Boulevard in Seattle, where Cobain had previously lived and which he still owned. Spotting the body through a window, the electrician reportedly called a local radio station and then called the police. The whereabouts of Cobain's wife, Courtney Love, were unknown as we went to press, although there were rumors she was in Los Angeles. She had been scheduled to be on tour in England with her own band, Hole, at the time of Cobain's death, but had abruptly canceled that tour at the last moment. With her, presumably, was the one-year-old daughter she had with Cobain, Frances Bean.
WRTN and Nurse Yellow, home of Midnight Metal, of course, tonight dedicating the entire show to Cliff Burton of Metallica, who died early this Saturday morning in a tragic auto accident. The tour bus of Metallica, of course, going off the road during their tour in Sweden, and just a lot of people calling up who did not know of that, and there are, on the other hand, a lot of people saying that they heard about that through the grapevine somehow, and we're just gonna, let you know, run over it. Now, let me run over this. A lot of people want to know. It was early this Saturday morning that it happened. Metallica's minivan, or tour bus, whatever you want to call it, was on way to Copenhagen from a gig in Sweden. And as we have learned, the driver of the bus fell asleep and causing the van or tour bus to go off the road. As soon as the van collided and went off the road, Cliff was pinned, and they were all asleep. The whole band was asleep. The driver was driving, and Cliff was pinned in his bunk, and the rest of the members, like James, Kirk, and Lars, had abrasions. Lars broke his foot, right, and all three of the guys checked into a hospital and were released.
We have some sad news to report, more sad news. Legendary musician Tom Petty has passed away. TMZ reported that he was rushed to the hospital Sunday night after he was found unconscious. Petty rose to fame as the lead singer of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. They had numerous hits that landed in top 20 of the Billboard Hot 100 chart, including songs like Free Fallin', Don't Do Me Like That, I Won't Back Down, Don't Come Around Here No More, Breakdown, so many more.
In the news tonight, the news, Jimi Hendrix has died in London at the age of 27. London newspapers said Hendrix collapsed after an overdose of drugs. A coroner's inquest will be held. He had been staying in London since September 6th.
Some sad news in the world of rock and roll. They are mourning today as they hear of the death of Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts. Now, Watts helped anchor one of rock's greatest rhythm sections and used what he called his day job to support his enduring love of jazz. His publicist says Watts passed away peacefully in a London hospital earlier today, surrounded by family. Watts had announced he would not tour with the Stones this year because of an unidentified health issues, and the world of rock and roll is
Freddie Mercury, the flamboyant frontman of the veteran British band Queen, died Sunday in his West London mansion. He died peacefully at age 45 of bronchopneumonia brought on by AIDS. Mercury had lived as a recluse the last 2 years and made no public appearances earlier this year to promote Queen's last album, Innuendo. His death came just 1 day after he issued a statement to the press confirming that he had AIDS, ending many months of rumor and denial.
This bulletin just into WNJS Radio. The Federal Aviation Administration reports that a plane carrying 25 persons crashed tonight in southwest Mississippi. Among those aboard, the Leonard Skinner rock group. An FAA spokesman says he received a report of multiple fatalities and some survivors in the crash of the Convair 240. He said the plane was en route from Greenville, South Carolina to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when it crashed 2 miles northeast of Gillsburg, Mississippi. He said police and a rescue squad are on the scene.
Dusty Hill was a part of the rock and roll world for 50 years. Today we learned the ZZ Top bassist has died. Now, while no official cause has been given yet, his bandmates Billy Gibbons and Frank Beard issued a statement saying, "We are saddened by the news today that our compadre, Dusty Hill, has passed away in his sleep at home in Houston, Texas." They said they will miss his steadfast presence and good nature. Dusty Hill was 72.
For those of you that don't know this, because I couldn't, it's been really hard for me to do this show tonight, but I did it in memory of people like this man, like Dr. Martin Luther King, and like someone that recently was shot. He was shot tonight 3 times, and I will tell you who, and I know that maybe you won't be able to sing this song with me, but the song is about people like him that have lived and died with a principle of unity for all people. And I'm talking about Mr. John Lennon.
Another major story tonight is the passing of George Harrison. The former Beatle died in Los Angeles from cancer, his family by his side. He was 58 years old. Harrison's life and music reached for the same notes, inner strength and inner peace, and struck a chord with millions.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
And we are coming on the air right now with the breaking news that the pioneering musician Prince has died at the age of 57. His publicist, Yvette Noel-Schur, told the Associated Press the music icon was found dead at his home Thursday in suburban Minneapolis. Sources had said he had been sick for some time, battling the flu. In fact, last weekend, his plane had to make an emergency landing after a concert in Atlanta in Illinois so he could be treated for the flu, but he was released, sent back home. But word coming just now that the musician Prince has died. Born Prince Rogers Nelson in Minneapolis. He came to fame in the 1980s with albums like 1999 and Purple Rain. The songs Little Red Corvette, When Doves Cry became one of the most commercially successful American pop artists ever, selling over 100 million albums.